Hey guys, so guess what? I just turned 50 a couple days ago, and it came really fast, I gotta admit. But I wanted to just give you some tips and some things that I have picked up in my 50 years of trying to be as healthy and keeping my body and my mind as fit as possible. So the first thing, most important, is that you have to move your body every day. The spine moves in 5 different directions. So we've got the fold, the expansion, the twist to either side, and then that elongation. So it's important that we use all those 5 moves as we do our movement throughout the day. That's going to keep our spine healthy. We're only as healthy as our spine. And for mental, I have been practicing meditation, and it took me years before I could actually implement it. I have done so many yoga teacher trainings, and I've learned the benefits and the practice, but I would never implement. And I think it's just because our lifestyles were just so busy, and we feel like subconsciously, we feel like if we're not doing something, then we're not doing anything. But meditation is teaching us to do nothing. And that's where the problem comes in. And I also noticed that sometimes I would, go to meditate, but in reality, I was just daydreaming. And I was just like, okay, well, these 15 minutes are going to be over soon. So just like sit here. If that's the way you feel, that's fine. That is a step to getting there, because a lot of it has to do with just stabilizing your body. Your body is going to be used to moving. It's used to having to do something. So the first thing is that you've got to train your mind to be strong, to keep your body still. And then once we get into that stillness, and that may take even at least a couple weeks, depending on how busy you are and how much activity your body is used to doing. But then once you get comfortable with being able to sit, even if you just start with 5 minutes, then you start training your breath to be calm. And then we focus on the movement of the breath. So those are going to be just the 2 things that I'm going to say now, because I don't want to overwhelm anybody. But move your body, the spine in each direction, and just try to sit without having to do something. Start with 5 minutes. So today's practice is going to be very simple and very short. Again, baby steps, and this is the way that we're going to get ahead. The biggest thing and the only thing that you need is consistency. That's how you're going to get ahead. And the problem is, and I've done this to myself as well, is I give myself too much of a big goal, and then nothing gets done because I get overwhelmed. So baby steps and consistency is the key. So let's come onto the mat and get comfortable. So this might not feel comfortable for you. If you need to, you can sit on a blanket, folded blanket will give you a little bit more cushion. If you find that your knees are kind of up here, just means that the hips are a little bit tight. Also, the low back might be a little rounded. So wherever you are is good, okay? So let's just practice that ability to sit. And let's just close the eyes. And notice what's moving in your body, even though your body is still. Just feel that gentle rise and fall of the ribs as you breathe. And try to make your breath go all the way up into your collarbones, into your rib cage and your back. And as you exhale, allow a little more ease in your hip joints, in your hamstrings, in your ankles. As you breathe in, feel that expanding in all directions. And as you exhale, give yourself that ease, letting everything soften. Setting an intention for this short practice that you are going to nourish your body. So we're not doing anything that's going to be painful, maybe a little uncomfortable, but as we know, we need to be uncomfortable to grow. But we don't want any kind of pain or forcing. Now with our inhale, let's open the eyes, take the arms up, lift the chin. Exhale, turn your palms away and bring your fingertips down beside you. Tuck your chin into your throat. Inhale, arms come up, lift your chin. Exhale, turn the palms out, tap your fingertips down beside you and tuck your chin. Again, inhale. Take the breath all the way up. Exhale, fingertips down. If your shoulders are really tight, you may not be able to touch the fingers up at the top, and that's not a big deal. We're just going to the range that feels good. Exhale as you go down. Tendency is to hold the breath, so we want to make sure that we're still breathing. This is our last one. Coming up, inhale, inhale, inhale. And as we exhale, we're twisting to the right with the left hand coming to the right knee. Right hand touches the floor behind you. If the spine is really tight, you might want to lean back, but I want you to think about keeping your spine taller and just moving into the twist that feels good. Breathe into your side ribs. And again, that exhalation is softening your shoulders. Relax your forehead, relax your jaw. Take one more big breath. Stay here for the exhale. Relax your shoulders down. Inhale to come back up through center. We're gazing forward, fingertips up. Exhale to twist to the left, right hand, left knee. And depending on how we hold our bodies throughout the day, one twist is going to feel a little more easy than the other. But wherever you are, just breathe as wide as you can. So we're using that breath to stretch the ribs open. Take one more breath in here. Notice if you're hunching your right shoulder, use your shoulder blade, pull it down as you exhale. Inhale to come back up, the arms up. Exhale, hands down, and we're extending the right leg out to the right. Depending on how your hamstring and inner thigh feel, you can keep it way out to the right or maybe a little bit forward, wherever it feels good. We want to try to have both knees equal distance away from each other. Right hand inside or outside of your right leg. Left arm comes up and reach over. This has got to be my favorite stretch. I have a lot of tension in that left side low back, so this helps to give me a little more freedom there. So notice if your left hip is kind of popping off of the floor, actively pull it down so you're kind of getting your left fingertips away from your left hip joint. And now think about that breath opening up the left side ribs. One more breath in. Now we're using the exhale to come up, firm up your left abdominal wall, straighten your spine, and we switch. The right foot in, left leg out. Check your knees, they're equally away from midline, and then right arm up and over. Trying to find the same modification you did on the first side. So if you had your hand on the inside of the leg or the outside of the leg, try to keep it the same. And now notice again here, if that right hip is popping up, tendency is also to kind of lean forward. But I want you to think about keeping your chest open, like your back is pushed up against the wall behind you. Continue reaching, but not necessarily hunching your shoulder. Deeper breath. Exhale to come back up through center, and we're moving into table. So we've got hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Lift your chin, lift your tailbone. Exhale and round your back. Push out of the floor. Keep going. We're going to do 7 of these. Inhale, open it up. Exhale and round. Try to look at your navel. Inhale, lengthen and lift, tailbone to ceiling, chin up. Exhale and round. Try to push out of the floor. 3 more with your breathing. You can even close the eyes and visualize that movement happening between each joint of your spine. 1 more. think there's one more after this. Inhale and lift. Good. And exhale, just to come into neutral and lift your knees, moving into downward dog. This is great for our shoulder joints. If you have tight shoulders, you might have to sit forward a bit with your chest, but if it feels good, push it back. You can also bend the knees a little or a lot here. Think about the top of the head reaching away from your tailbone. Let's walk the feet to the center of the mat. Walk them a little bit wider than your hips. Hold your elbows and let your head hang. So we're trying to create some ease between the joints of the spine, especially through the neck. So you can let the head hang and maybe turn the head like you're saying no, and nod the head like you're saying yes. Bend your knees, spread your toes, and roll up to stand. Arms up when you come up. And exhale. I'm out of the frame. Exhale to come back to hands beside you. I'm gonna just fix this so we can still see each other. All right, so now from here, taking your arms wide out to a T. And as we exhale, hands come behind the head. Lift your chin, lift the chest, and exhale. Elbows to the nose and tuck your chin. 2 more. Inhale and lift. Exhale and tuck. Just 1 more. Inhale, coming up. Exhale to neutral, hands beside you, and bring your right ear to your right shoulder. This is another one of my favorites. Think about reaching your left fingers down to your left knee. Come back up to neutral, tall crown, and left side. Reach the right fingers down. Good, and coming back up to center, and we did it. So thank you for doing that, and do it as often as you need to. In the mornings is great, and I'm gonna have some more videos that are gonna be like this. Please like the video so that I know you watched it, and comment and let me know what you would like me to include in the next ones coming. See you soon.